I think God is fake news. No, not your God. I was talking about that other guy. Yeah.
To be honest with you, listen, when the whole Muslim ban thing, people were saying Muslim ban, they asked me, are you afraid of Muslim ban? I go, I'm not afraid personally of the Muslim ban because the honest truth is, I'm really not that religious, okay? I'm not that religious. Like, I was born in Iran, but I'm not really religious, okay? Like, I'm not really Muslim. I'm more like Muslim-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how Muslim I am. Like, I could play a Muslim in a movie, you'd go see it, you'd believe it. Right? You go to a movie, you see me on the screen, Allahu Akbar! Like, oh, he's good, look at that, wow. Oh, he speaks the language, wow. He's fluent in Muslimish. Oh, wow. But the honest truth is, I'm not that religious. Like, if I were really Muslim, I would have to fast during Ramadan. I don't fast during Ramadan. I couldn't drink alcohol. I drink alcohol. I would have to pray 5 times a day. I don't pray. The only time I pray is if I'm almost in an accident. And then I just go, oh, Jesus. Yeah. It's the wrong God. It's the wrong God. No, I just say, oh, Jesus, because it's faster. Oh, Jesus, it's faster. Yeah, oh, Muhammad! Takes too long. Yeah. If you go, oh, Muhammad! You're going to get in the accident. You'll be in the ambulance. On your way to the hospital, I should have gone with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I tried to be a Muslim one time and got caught with a ham sandwich the third day I was in it. It was like, brother, what kind of sandwich is that? I said, I was just finna tell you, I quit. I don't wanna do this shit no more. And take this fucking flying saucer off my head.
Jesus performed so many miracles. You think the carpentry ever came up when he was doing the miracles? Jesus, if you could cure our son's blindness, and we'd love some shelves right here. I don't know if you want to do the blindness, then the shelves. We need the shelves by Tuesday. Of course, we'd love our son to see those shelves. Jesus, of course, was a carpenter. We all know that. You think Jesus was a good carpenter? Because the Bible doesn't really address it. I mean, who knows? Back then, people could have been, good thing that Messiah thing worked out. Yeah, he built a shed for my cousin. What a piece of crap. And the entire time, he's like, I'm the son of God. Well, right now, you're building a shed. So hop to it, Jesus. Too far. Wouldn't it be great if I was electrocuted right now? He did a Jesus joke and he was electrocuted. It's the best show I've ever seen. And it helped my faith.
I'm a cashew, actually. I'm Catholic and Jewish. But I'm neither. I don't believe in any of that shit, man. I love being a Jew. I love being a Jew. I'm proud of it. Long lineage, Sigmund Freud, Larry David. I love all that shit. I just don't wear the hat or read the book. Because I don't know if you ever cracked open the Torah, but it's a little bit out of date. It's like, don't eat shrimp. It gave Joshua a stomachache. You can cut the tip of my dick off, but I can't go to Red Lobster? And I don't know the story of Jesus. It's always confused me. I try to chase it and figure it out. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay, so Jesus was a carpenter, right? So he flipped houses and renovated bathrooms and shit. And he also did miracles, which aren't a real thing. So I guess he did magic tricks. So this guy is like Tim the Tool Man Taylor meets Chris Angel, right? He's like, do you want some water? Or Pinot Grigio. And a bunch of desert drifter illiterates were just like, whoa!
Because circumcision's a scary word. I looked it up in the dictionary. It just said, ow! From the Latin for ow! We went through with it only because my son requested it. It is pretty crazy. Obviously, it started as a religious tradition, circumcision, but how'd they even come up with the idea? Were there a bunch of religious leaders gathered, and one guy was like, all right, how should we honor God? I was like, I see we don't eat pork. I don't know, I like bacon. Anyone got anything else? What if we cut off part of our penis? All right, no pork. We'll go no pork. I want that man removed. My wife told me that in the Bible, Abraham circumcised himself. Wow. I can't even get to the bank before it closes. Abraham did it. Yeah. God told him to do it. Would have loved to have overheard that conversation. Abraham, oh, hey, God, how you doing? I need you to do something for me. Oh, sure, you're God. I need you to circumcise yourself. I think we got a bad connection. Can you send me an email? Are you on Facebook yet? I tell you, those challenges in the Bible took a leap in difficulty there. You know, it's like, don't eat this apple, build me a boat, cut off part of your penis. What if I build you 2 boats? How did Abraham even tell his wife, you know? Maybe he didn't. He was just getting out of the shower. She was like, what the hell have you done? Honey, I can explain. God told me to do it. If God told you to jump off a bridge, if God told you to sacrifice our first... Actually, I have to talk to you about that one. I don't know much about the Bible myself. I haven't read it because I don't have to, because I'm Catholic. Oh, he's going to hell. Not a lot of Catholics have read the Bible. It's a different perspective on rules for Catholics. It's not like other religions. You know, Hindus are not supposed to eat meat. They don't eat meat. Catholics like, only eat fish on Fridays, unless you forget. Do whatever the hell you want. We'll see you at Easter. My wife's really Catholic. She's like a Shiite Catholic. She's always worried about Diablo. So I joke around with her, I'll call her up, say, who is this? And I'll just go, the devil. She brings me to church every Sunday. If you've never been to a Catholic Mass, that is the longest experience of your life. It makes you look forward to going to the DMV. Times it seems like they're dragging church out on purpose. Like, I'm in already. Let's wrap it up. I got some sinning to do. There's too much standing involved in church. Can I lie down and worship?
I go to church, but church be last too long. Them preachers be preaching through lunch. I be in church, preachers be talking all day long, be out there preaching about stuff that ain't nothing. Then he be talking about, it don't make no damn sense. It was Luke and Abraham and Isaiah too, Ezekiel and all his brothers through. Solomon came down to the river, and then here come Habakkuk. You don't know about Habakkuk. Habakkuk, he jumped down to the river too, but he said the river was cold. He said it was deep. Like, what is he fucking talking about? What's at this stupid ass river? And then old dumbass nigga be out there, gone, preacher, gone. I'm like, you shut your ass up. Shit, Golden Corral closed in 45 minutes. I think that's where they should have church at, the Golden Corral. I be at church every Sunday. Go on, preacher. Pass me some chicken, please. You clowning today. Is that ham?
Why y'all look like y'all the church choir? What's up with this shit right here? You got the pastor and the deacon. All the hoes. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I messing with you. That's why I don't go to church. Cause I'm all messed up in the head. See, I be the one at church, and you know, it always be them older brothers, the deacons. They like 72, 73, 75, 76. But they got big dicks. They be sitting right there on the top of the pulpit. I be like, damn, Brother Johnson. Ooh. Oh, forgive me. Be dick everywhere.
Not a good Catholic. I don't even feel comfortable when someone's praying next to me in church. I'm like, can you do that outside? Yeah, I'm trying to check out some of the ladies in here. I do have the dirtiest thoughts in church. I'm always like, peace be with you, and an extra piece for you. Because you deserve it. My wife always wants me to go to confession. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't enjoy lying to a holy man. I just don't know how honest people are being in there. They go in there for like a minute and a half. Yeah, I lied, I double parked. Can we wrap this up? I'm meeting a hooker. Yeah, grazie, padre.
Because I think about Jesus a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I went to Catholic school for 9 years, and they teach it to you when you're so young. You're 7, and they're like, there's this guy Jesus, and he loves you, and you love him too, right? And you're like, wait, do I know this guy? And they're like, oh yeah, there's this guy Jesus who everybody loves because he loves everybody. And a long time ago, he died, and it's not totally your fault. So don't be scared or sad because he's in heaven now with his dad, who's also God. And there's this other thing called the Holy Spirit that no one really understands. And then all three of these things are a cluster that are staring at you all the time. If you have any questions, just pop into that strange broom closet in the corner with Father Steve, who no one's done a background check on. And don't forget to mention if you've been masturbating, because he's fascinated by that. And angry, but mostly fascinated. And starts innocently enough, as innocently as man-boy love can start. You sort of accept there's this guy Jesus, and he loves you, but he's dead, and he's bleeding, but he's in great shape, and...
Then we find out the priest is fucking little boys in the confessional. Ooh, Jesus is not gonna be happy about that. You better tell some of them nuns to start giving out some pussy or something, because you're gonna have to even that up. But Jesus get back, he does not.
I don't know if you grew up going to church and now you don't, but it can be a weird existence, because I like to make fun of it all day long. But then if someone like Bill Maher is like, who would believe in a man up in the sky? I'm like, my mommy, so shut the fuck up! Stop calling my mommy dumb. If you grew up going to church and you have adult friends that didn't, they have a lot of questions. They're like, wait, so they forced you to go? Yeah, I was 5. I was forced to go everywhere. No kid is just going to church, like, riding by on his Huffy, like, whoa, what's this place? Weird Byzantine temple with green carpeting where everyone has bad breath and I wear clothes that I hate on one of the mornings of my 2 days off. Let's do this. But people get very suspicious. They're like, what did they say in there? What do they do? What did they tell you? I don't know, it was an hour.
I grew up Catholic. Anybody else? Still doing it? No? They never... Being Catholic's like playing trombone. After 12th grade, you're like, I don't have to do that shit anymore. The older I get, though, you know who I respect more and more? Muslims. And I'll tell you why. Sure, what they believe feels like foreign to us, but they're committed to it. They're like, look, God came to us a couple thousand years ago, had some simple rules. Pray 5 times a day, don't eat ham, women gotta dress like ninjas. Those are the rules, and until we hear back from them, we're sticking with those rules. Whereas Catholicism will change whenever. Like, the new Pope is barely even Catholic. He is, and he's trying to be like a cool stepdad about shit, too. So I understand drugs are called mollies now, I get it. I feel like the Pope just makes shit up, because last year they asked the Pope to go, hey, Pope, can pets get into heaven? And he thinks about it for a second, he goes, yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Everybody gets a +1. I just decided. At one point, they asked the Pope, they go, Pope, what do you think of gay marriage? And the Pope goes, well, I mean, who am I to judge gay people? Dude, you're the Pope. For the last 1,000 years, you've had 2 jobs. 1, judging gay people, and 2, covering up gay things that your coworkers are doing. Those are your jobs as the Pope. That and dressing like an outer space pimp with an unlimited budget.
You know, a lot of religion in the news, man. You ever watch the news? It's always like, they're always talking about religious extremists. We're at war with extremists. Extremists. What is a religious extremist? A religious extremist is a person that extremely believes in God. You think you believe in God. No, they extremely believe in God. Like God coming back on Wednesday at 2:30. I got tickets. Fantasia is open and fall. I hear Charlie Wilson might stop by. That's right. Religious extremists extremely believe in God and occasionally blow shit up. Which is really odd when you think about it. Because if you truly believe in God, you believe that God created the earth, the moon, the stars, the sun. You believe that God is the most powerful being in the universe. So if you believe God's the most powerful being in the universe, why would he need your help? What is that shit? And that's right. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. I think the act of helping God is sacrilegious. If you think you can help God out, you don't believe in God. That's right. If you really had faith, you would really have faith. I mean, check this out. I haven't been to church in 10 years. Now that's believing in God. Shit, you go every week because you don't trust God. Is shit God here yet? I'm trying to get my life together, man. I'm trying to get a little religion in my life. Just a little. Just a little. Because religion's kind of like salt. A sprinkle's good, but too much will fuck up the meal. I mean, I'm basically trying to find God before God finds me. But God never finds you at a good time. You never sitting courtside at a Knicks game, getting a hand job from Halle Berry, and God shows up. She strokes a good dick, don't she? I made her. I made your dick too. Enjoy the game.
But it is pointed out to me many times in the South that they're not the same. Because in the South, they'll go, oh, are you Christian? I go, yeah, I'm Catholic. Oh, well, we're Christian. Oh, okay. I thought we said the same thing, but I guess not. There are differences. The Christians have a direct relationship with Jesus, and they speak of it like that. You know what? Me and my relationship with Jesus, well, I love Jesus. Jesus loves me. It's just a direct, very solid relationship with Jesus. And I thought, wow, really? You guys go straight to Jesus. In a Catholic school, I was given a laundry list of people to contact before the nuns said, because otherwise I'm bothering Jesus. You are gonna call these people, Kathleen, before you bother Jesus. You could start with your guardian angel. He's got nothing to do 24 hours a day except tend to your needs. If he's not available, you can speak to the saint in charge of the activity you're upset about. Every single saint has been assigned an assignment. You can speak to Jesus' mother if you'd like to. You can give Mary a shout, but you are not to bother. Okie dokie. Even if I did something bad, I couldn't tell Jesus. I had to go to confession. I had to get in a creepy closet with a guy in the dark, and then I had to tell him that he's gonna tell a guy. And I wasn't good at confession because my dad for many years was a defense attorney, and starting in second grade, he would tell us all at the dinner table, I want all of you kids to remember, if the police capture you or anyone in a position of authority asks you questions, your response, no matter what, are I do not recall, I need an attorney. I do not recall, I need an attorney. 90% of people are in prison because they can't keep their goddamn mouths shut. Never, ever snitch on yourself. And then I would go to confession in the closet, and the priest would go, Kathleen, have you done anything bad? Is there anything you'd like to tell me about? I'm not falling for this. My dad's probably planted him here. I know what I'm supposed to say. I'm sorry, Father, but I do not recall, and I need an attorney.
I'm not a religious guy. I believe in God, I just don't like to bother him. I only talk to God when I got tough questions, like why are we here? Or how are we gonna get rid of this baby? It's never anything more... I'm mad pro-choice. I'm mad pro-choice. Are you mic'd? I don't want to offend any Christians. Are any Christians here? Anybody Christian? Christian? Yeah? My mother's a Christian. My mother's a very religious woman. She used to take me to church all the time. It was cool. I just couldn't buy in. I go in that church, I see that big old picture of white Jesus. I was like, nope. I just never believed Jesus was white. Never. Why? First clue, his name's Jesus. When have you ever met a white guy named Jesus before? In the history of the world, there's never been another white Jesus. That doesn't strike you as a little fucking odd? And all his friends was named Peter and Paul and Matthew. Those are white guy names. I think Jesus had a lot of white friends. Probably why they sold him out.
I am Catholic. I'm what I call a barely Catholic. Like, I'm barely, like, my parents, my family, I'm Catholic because my family's Catholic, but I don't know a lot of this stuff. I know the basics, you know? When people find out I'm Catholic, they love asking me questions, you know? I'm like, oh, God, let it be an easy one. Who's the guy on the cross? Jesus. Yes. 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 Sometimes they get harder. Why do you guys use holy water at church? Oh, God. Was it because we hate vampires? You ever notice Latinos were the only ones that named their kids Jesus? This is my son, Jesus Rodriguez. He works at Papa John's. Oh. Jesus has come a long way. You never meet a white guy named Jesus. Hi, I'm Jesus Rosenberg. I work at Goldman Sachs. It's insane.
Whatever you're into, but I don't know. I'm not into that religious stuff where, and this is why. I actually walked away from my religion. I had to be honest with myself. One, I didn't like going to church every week, you know? I just didn't. Part of it was I'm lazy. I don't like getting up on Sundays. And the other part was I already heard all the stories, okay? Heard them 3-4 times. The dude hasn't come back yet. You know, we're just sort of mulching over the same shit here. I got it, right? And then the other aspect was, you know, I actually, I had to be honest with myself. I felt my religion made sense and everybody else's sounded stupid. I did. Look, I'm not talking about the basis of every religion. The basis of every religion makes sense. You know, the 10 Commandments, right? Don't kill anybody. Don't touch my wife. That's my bike, right? That all makes sense. But just the stories of how we got here and where we're going and what happens after we die. Everybody else's religion sounded stupid, you know? Like I live out in Los Angeles, there's a bunch of Scientologists out there. And the first time I heard the story of Scientology, I was like, that is the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. Like, your guy's name is Ron. Ron. And he wasn't alive thousands of years ago, so you can hide a lot of it in the mystery. This guy was alive like 45, 50 years ago. He had a driver's license, social security number. There's like footage of him stubbing his toe. Motherfucker, right? And I don't know what happened. He was working at Denny's. He got sick of it. He's like, oh, I'll start a religion. Hey, everybody, there's a spaceship coming back. Everybody's getting sneakers. This is Tom Cruise. We're going to try to make you clear. Right? Now, look, I'm paraphrasing. To be fair to the Scientologists, I am paraphrasing. But that's essentially what they believe in. And I said that is the dumbest shit I ever heard, while simultaneously still kind of believing that a woman who never got fucked had a baby that walked on water, died, and came back 3 days later. So, yeah, that made total sense to me. So it just hit me one day. I was just like, well, why does that make sense and that shit doesn't, you know? They got a spaceship in theirs, you know? Right? We had the space shuttle, you know, there's sneakers. There's a lot of shit I can relate to in this. Why does that sound so dumb to me? I don't know, you know what it is? You know, I think it's because I heard their story when I was an adult. I heard my story when I was like 4 years old, right? When I heard my story, there was still some fat fuck coming down the chimney giving me Christmas toys. If I lost a tooth, there was a fairy. There was an Easter bunny. Why wouldn't there be some bearded baby moonwalking across the lake? Throwing out bottomless buckets of shrimp or whatever he did. Of course that made sense. But what happened was, as I got older, all of that stuff started to fall, right? Like, son, there's no fat fuck, it's your mother and I. Your mom's the tooth fairy, rabbits don't have eggs. Her tits are fake, the NBA's fixed, bankers are cunts, most of your dreams won't come true, right? And I was just like, wow, this is how the world is. And I just had to make a decision. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with this? Am I gonna cling to it, be that person, you know? That's very offensive to me and other Christians and become that douche, right? I mean, be like the casual Christian, right? With like, you know, some 1 foot on base and just, yeah, I kind of go a couple times a year and like, if my parents come to town, I act like I go all the time and I don't go anymore. Or my last option, which was basically just let go of the shit, you know? Just let go. Just let go of it like that creepy moment in curling, you know? You know that moment where the shooter, or whatever you call him, is just sliding with that rock, right? Just, let me do this right, just slide. And you think he's along for the ride, the two of them, they're a team, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, he just goes fucking. And that rock just keeps going, and this dude just stops. That's what I did with my religion. I just let go of it. I didn't read a riot act to anybody. I just let go of it. And on the third day, he rose again in fulfillment of the... I just floated away.
I am not afraid to say this. I hate pretty much every single religion in the world. Let me repeat that. I hate pretty much every single religion in the world. Did you know there's a religion called Christian Science, where they believe that even if their own children are sick and dying, and all they need to save their lives is a little bit of medicine, their beliefs won't let them give their own children that medicine. That's the only good religion.
I was raised in New Orleans, and it's a wonderful place to grow up. And I was raised Christian Science. That was the religion we were. And if you don't know Christian Science, it is a religion that does not believe in doctors or medicine. So my entire childhood, I never had a vaccination, never had any medicine. They believe we are spiritual beings having a material experience in the material world. And the mantra that they say is, know the truth. And the truth is, there is no pain unless you give it pain with your mind. I was 10 years old. I split my knee open and my bone was exposed. And my dad told me to know the truth. And I said, well, the truth is, my bone is exposing its material self to the material world. Help me. And then I passed out.
I saw a lot of Catholic weddings, though, because I was an altar boy. And a hush falls over the room. Isn't it weird how that became a scandalous thing? That was just some boring shit I had to do on weekends. But now it's like saying I was a French maid for a period of time. I was treated well in my day. I worked for a variety of sirs. No, being an altar boy was just a boring gig, you know? You'd serve mass, and then you'd serve weddings sometimes.
And I actually really enjoyed church when I was a kid. Like my favorite part was the hymns. We'd sing this one that goes, Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. You know that one? It's a hit. It's been number one on the charts for 47,000 weeks in a row. Pretty sure it's gone myrrh at this point. That's right. That's our rare myrrh joke. That joke is comedy myrrh, and
all the shit that was said back then made complete sense for back then. It did. Like Islam has a saying, a thief must have his arm cut off. Have you heard of that, yes? Now, it made sense for back when it was written, because back then there was no good way to identify a thief. So it was a system. You saw a one-handed dude, you were like, fuck it, thief. Nowadays there are databases full of thieves, right? You know where all the thieves in your neighborhood live, because once a year they come over and ask you to vote for them. So you know who they are, you know where they live. Or like Christianity has a saying, don't have premarital sex. Have you heard of that, yes? Now it made sense for back when it was written, because back then people got married at 12. So it's pretty good advice. Hey, don't try and fuck someone when you're 8.5. You may not make a very good impression. Learn to write the letter G before you look for the spot that is associated with it.
We can disagree, that's fine. And most of us are keeping a cool head about this shit. You know what I mean? Americans generally respect one another's beliefs, even if they don't share those beliefs. I know I do. I respect everybody's beliefs, except Amish people. Because they are the only ones that I can say clearly their God is wrong. The speed limit is 75 miles an hour in Ohio, and one lane of traffic is blocked by a goddamn horse and buggy. Nigga, your God is ridiculous.
I even tried Rastafarian, and let me tell you, they had my attention, let me tell you. These motherfuckers say we believe everything Christians believe. We just believe the higher you get, the closer you are to God. Well, I think I'd like to try that. Nigga get so high, he trying to look in Jesus' window and shit.
And God is, God is tired of a lot of people crying to him about bullshit. He is tired, man. He's been working with people since the beginning of the time, and he's tired. At the end of the night, the angels take all their wings off and be just sitting around, and they talk about people that they blessed and stuff, and God come in there with a robe and say, man, I'm tired of everything. Can you believe a nigga asked me for some rims today? God is tired of everybody crying, you know what I'm saying? He gonna tell everybody one day, everybody throw your fucking problems on the ground. I'm tired of it. And when you throw your problems on the ground, he gonna say, now pick them up. And when everybody go pick their problems up, your shit gonna be gone. Somebody else gonna took your shit and ran. That'll make you appreciate your problems. You be crying every day about your shit, it's somebody else fucked up worse than you. You done threw all your problems on the ground, you looking for your problem, where my problems at? And your buddy said, man, somebody ran off with your shit and left you theirs. Now you walk around like this. Has anybody seen my problems? Man, they left me with this shit. That's how somebody with a bad hip spin around. Tony, what's going on?
Oh, Jesus, Lord. I couldn't wait to see you. Ah! Let me get a picture with you, baby. Yeah, I'm finna post this right now. Look, God, listen. I know I've been late on my child support. That weed I was selling is legal. Can you help a nigga get his car fixed? Get it. I fucked the joke up. Hit the black music again. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, nigga. Oh, I'm telling you, God. Oh, man. Look, check this out. Look, I know I've been late on my child support. That weed that I'm selling is legal. You remember I got shot on Figueroa? And you brought me back to life? I appreciate all that. God, listen to me, man. I know I ain't been right out there in them streets. But I had to do what I had to do to take care of my family. You know? And I know you know that I'm a real nigga, you know. I believe in you more than any of these niggas around here. I stayed praying to you. Can you help a nigga get his car out the shop?